Meow 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 meow. Hello everybody, my name is Markiplier and today I am playing Five Nights at Freddy's. And I am playing Five Nights at Freddy's. Hello, I am playing Five Nights at Freddy's. Meow 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 meow. Okay, there we go, my mic worked. My name is Markiplier and today I am playing Five Nights at Freddy's. And I am playing Five Nights at Freddy's. Hello, I am playing.
Why do we browse like this? Hunting, clicking, searching. Why don't you just say, hey Copilot? And now, that hoodie you saw, found. Your inbox, cleared. Dinner party for 7, one oven, easy. And that walking tour, planned. With no backtracking and the best burger.
Anything else I can help you with?
Yes. Can you go through these tabs?
Alright, y'all. Today I'm playing a Five Nights at Freddy's fighting game called Freddy's Reanimated. I know little too much about this game other than it just being a Fnaf remake, of course. Other than that, I don't know much about this game. Settings. What is This reminds me of that one desktop creepypasta horror game that was unfinished. I played a demo of it before. I just forgot the name. It was really popular. I don't know. I know the game's on Steam. Well, like its wishlist. Like at Monday 12 a.m. I'm just gonna start a new game. I've not played this game at all yet. What's that? Is that Freddy? Is it gonna give me dialogue? Oh. Freddy's restaurant to close by summer. What the hell? They look ugly as hell. Icarus secret. What? What? It actually knows my name? Michigan? How did it know my actual name? Every single other fan game or virus game that I play. Hi, I'm Ralph from Freddy's Pizza Corporation. Right now we're looking for a security guard to work the night shift. So just email me if you're interested. What the hell? Monday 12 a.m. Bro, every single other game that tries to take my name, every single watch for when he's closest, he can be tricked easily. Okay. Hold on, let me. There we go. Now it should be bright.
Hello?
Hello. Hello, hello.
Hey.
Hello.
If you're
Hey.
hearing this, then that means you made it.
I literally
Welcome
is
to
busted
Freddy's
is crazy.
Pizza Party Palace.
Great Sam, what
We've been
what
closed
are you
for
talking
like
about?
over a decade now, so this place has seen some better days.
For over a decade? Why do you
Speaking of
want it to
which,
work now?
The only reason we have a security guard job right now is because the place is being demolished soon. So we don't
okay,
want
that
any
makes
funny
sense.
business going on at night. That's why you're here.
Thank you,
Anyways,
thank you.
that office should have everything you need for the night. There's a computer in there that lets you view the building's security cameras. If you look at camera
just
01,
flashed. I
you'll
don't know
see
what-
Freddy in the
what heck
gang.
I just flashed.
Now, I know they may look a little creepy at night, but it's not like they're gonna walk off the stage and go to your office. Oh yeah, also there's blinds in your office. If you ever feel the need to, you can just pull the string down to close them. They're a little broken, I'm pretty sure, so they might not even stay closed. You might have to hold it down to keep them closed. There's also a flash button on your cameras that I forgot to mention, but I honestly have no idea what it does or what it's even for. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got for you tonight. It's a really easy job. In fact, we should probably be paying the mascots to watch over you.
Yeah.
Anyways, don't fall asleep.
Splash,
I'll
what's
see you
up,
on the flip
Ricky?
side. Good night.
Yeah, they look really ugly. What the heck? So no one bothered to clean any of this up. The employees probably sucked. No wonder what was that. I saw some text down here. There's, oh, guess I hovered over here. It tells me the time. I can only look forward and left. Oh, what the heck? Bonnie started moving. Okay, I just tried flashing him. I don't know what that did. Are there any other... What? I was going to say, are there any more animatronics in this game? Okay, so Bonnie was on cam 2. Now he's on cam 5. Why is he moving this early too? It's like just now 1 a.m. Oh. That was camp 5, so he's still pretty far. Camp 8 is what I have to be worried about. What is camp 6? Is that the kitchen? Or a back room? What the heck? What the heck? I literally saw him peeking over. Why did he do that? Are there any more buttons I can press? What's stopping me from just like only staring at the door all day, all day? Cause I feel like that's the only place that the animatronics can get me from. I'm actually really creeped out. I cannot see Camp 6. Wait. What if I just flash? Okay, no. I still don't see anything. Wait, there's a... Dude, that actually made my heart thump. Do not use, and it's that water thingy. Okay, so we got Cam 8, Cam 9. Okay, this camera system sucks. I'm only gonna be looking at Cam 9, 8, and 1, and 2 probably. Greg rules, okay. Greg rules, okay, with a Freddy drawing on this side. I am really freaked out. Okay, Bonnie. What is this noise? Is that all I gotta do? So what? I close the blinds. What? Why is that stopping Bonnie? Why is that stopping Bonnie? Okay, so he cycles. It's gonna be on camp. Okay, I don't see him on camp 5. I thought... I do not like this ambience. Okay, he somewhat cycles. I still don't know what flashing does. Oh my god. I do not want to get jump scared. Okay, so it seems like it's only those 3 animatronics. 415. I still have to withstand a couple more attacks. What? Is that the Foxy place? It doesn't tell me what any of these like cameras are. It's camera 4, camera 5. This will tell me like if it's the kitchen. This is definitely a prize corner. 100%. Arcade. Why did he peek over like that? Like he swung his forehead. He usually did not do that. He did not always do that. He would like swing his head like slightly. Oh my gosh, I have to go for the entire camera system. It's just to find Bonnie. Oh, okay. Okay, maybe he has been doing it like that the entire game. I just didn't realize. 5:22. Oh wow, Bonnie's really close in. Can't speed up the cameras because his computer's really slow. In-game computer. Dude, that actually freaked me out. Why did it not? Okay, so if I... Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, I just got flashbanged. Oh my gosh. 601, 602. Why did that flashbang me so hard, dude? And I got so freaked out. I was like, why can I not close? Why was I unable to like close the blinds immediately? They say the first night is always the hardest. They say.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
one last thing I forgot to mention.
What the heck?
You know the storage room down the hall from your office? You might have seen it on the cameras.
This one?
Well, when you're done with your shift, could you head down there for me?
What?
There's an old computer with some company files that I'd like you to upload to the cloud. I'm thinking about posting some pictures or anything else you find to my blog. When you're done, you can just head on out. Anyways, I'll see you on the flip side.
What? Oh. This is the end of the night. Okay, are there any secrets I can click on? Dude, why? Dude, I would just stay in my office all night or all day. I would not dare to go any further with that moving Bonnie. I'll have no other place to go, no other choice. There's another door by the storage closet for some reason. Oh my gosh. I really don't like this. Why is it so loud? I think the loud noise is gonna get me killed. Is there anything else I can click on? Please. Open day pics. What the hell? What am I meant to do? Like, genuinely, what am I meant to do here? That door is just gonna open wide. Is this game just, like, meant to give me anxiety? Because I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of working. Can I go through these files? X-Men, okay, Xmas, Christmas, 2002. Okay. This place closed down so slightly after 2002. Okay, I can't cancel it. There's an X button, I can't even press it. Dude, okay, so today I'm probably not gonna have anything attacking me until the next future nights. I really don't like this. And did bro just stay up all night and then at 6 a.m. just forget to say that? Or was that part of the original phone call, or was that just a voicemail? I don't know. And I'm too, like, I'm thinking, I'm like, what if I just stare at the PC? Will something happen? But I'm too scared to find out. The last one. Nothing too creepy has happened yet. Also, why is the window like metal bars? Like a prison. Leave through the way you entered. Okay. That's it? Okay. Shift complete. What the heck? Tuesday, 12 a.m. What is this, dude? I cannot lie, I'm kind of scared. Well, kinda is an understatement. Pay attention to her body language. Flash her when she is ready to attack. I don't want to do that.
Hello? Hello? Hey, so, I got your emails from yesterday, and, look, I'm not saying I don't believe you that one of the mascots was moving, but I've never heard anything about that. And I don't even think that's possible. They should be bolted onto the stage as far as I'm aware. We had another security guard before you back in March, and I would have figured he'd mention this, but also maybe he just didn't see anything. I don't know. Haven't really heard anything from him since, actually. He just finished up his last
Bro died
shift
on
and
9/5.
left. Did he even get his last paycheck at the end of the week? Oh yeah, and that creepy rabbit you were talking about? He has a name. It's Bonnie. Anyways, maybe the camera flash will actually help you out. If he can move, then who's to say the others can't? I don't know. Just trying to give you some advice. I'll talk to you tomorrow. I got some paperwork I gotta fill out by Friday. I'll see you later.
I was literally about to mention, oh wait, look on the calendar, it says March. And then he pointed out that there was another security guard in something March. Oh no, it's Chica. Are they taking turns on me? What the heck, where is she? What happens if I flash her? I could just spam the flash. Where is she? No, like actually, where is she? I'm gonna get jump scared. I'm actually just gonna get jump scared. What? That actually freaked me out quite a bit. I was like, I thought she was in the kitchen for a bit. I was like, wait, is she in the kitchen? Because I don't see her anywhere else in the cameras. And then I saw Bonnie, I think, in the storage closet. What do you mean pay attention to her body movement? Like, I didn't see her anywhere else. Dining hall. I would really like to know, is this the dining hall? Okay, she's here. This is the prize corner, not the dining hall. I have to flash her before she leaves the dining hall. I'm not sure what body movement they're referencing, because I'm not really able to see anything on here. Dude, what? Flash Chica before she leaves the dining hall for your office. Dining hall to my office. Flash her when she's ready to attack. Wait. This is the dining hall then. Wait, so she's here. Oh wait, so camera 6. Okay, so camera 5 is this, the prize corner. Number 6 is the kitchen, I believe, because it's completely empty. So I'm assuming that this is the dining hall. And I have to pay attention to her body movement. Okay, I see now. I see her. Pay attention to her body movement. No, I'm dead. Get on my headset. I know I'm dead. So if she's like jiggling, I have to. Oh no. Dude, I'm dead. I need to get on my headsets because I know I'm dead. I'm not dead yet. Why? Is that her? Oh my gosh, that scared me. I guess before she sneaks. What? Flash Chica before she sneaks around the back through the front entrance. Before she sneaks around the back. I'm so confused. The front entrance? Where is that? Where is the front entrance? Front entrance is she's gonna sneak out. Camera 4. Watching her movement. I don't see her like jiggling. I'm not sure if I'm flashing her correctly. I think she stopped moving. She's gone. Sneak out the back for the front entrance. Is this the back? camera 7. That's Bonnie. Oh! I have to flash her whenever that, like, warning sign goes off. Thank you, video game. For telling me when I have to flash. So right now, I don't have to flash her, right? I'm gonna test the theory. I don't think I have to flash her. Do I? I'm not sure. I gotta do it whenever she's acting up, I think. Oh, okay, I see now. I see now. Yeah, it's always gonna tell me. Okay. There we go. Bon. I closed it. Dude, that I'm not joking, that actually terrified me. I'm watching this replay. That actually scared me. Okay, so I think I accidentally let it go, and the moment I accidentally let go of the blinds, I immediately died. I think that's what happened.
Chatted. What did they say? Demonic Cephalopod, thank you very much. I don't think Chica's secret party is telling us that the footprints is Spring Bonnie. I think Scott is just telling us it's one of the yellow animatronics. I still think the footprints is Cassidy tormenting Michael to find Dave's body. I think when you say that there's an animatronic outside stomping around and it's Bonnie, I think you have to take that it's Bonnie into account. Because it doesn't say that it's Spring Bonnie. It's just Bonnie. So it's one of the Bonnie characters. And
yeah.
Springtrap
It could be any
in that
Bonnie,
game,
including Spring Bonnie.
yeah, but Scraptrap in that game specifically has 3 toes, where Springtrap we couldn't see his feet because they're both gone. Do you have any idea of if, just say, it is Spring Bonnie outside, that it could also be William driving? Is there any sort of way we could work that around?
Yeah. I mean, what I kind of said before, if Oh, yeah, that would be... Okay, so... Toy Chica is... Yeah, Toy Chica is some nebulous concept of the player character.
Yeah.
She looks outside and sees Orange Guy walking around out back as he did in Midnight Motorist, but she calls him Bonnie because the kids see William as Bonnie.
Yeah.
Yes. So then that... kind of what I said in my video was we looked at the same piece of information and everyone just went with their
said
bias.
whatever they thought already.
I went with... This proves that it's not William, and everyone else went, this proves that it's William. You can look at the exact same information and have it fill in whatever gap you want it to.
Yeah.
So yes, you could absolutely do that.
I mean more from the point of view of, like, even without this game, like Midnight Motorist, is there a way it could be both William, who put those footprints there, and William, who is the driver who comes up and finds the
Bro got that drunk?
Well, there's that theory.
He puts on his costume, watches his kid in the window, goes, this is really freaking boring, I'm gonna go for a drive. Comes back, the kid noticed that he wasn't out there anymore, so he smashed the window and ran away, and he's like, bruh, he went back to his brother's grave or whatever.
bruh.
If Scott expected us to figure that out, then he's... That's the
yeah.
worst puzzle I've ever heard.
See, some people have had the theory that William was so drunk that night that he already killed the bite victim or whoever ran away, Mike or it has to be bite victim if it's the runaway. The bite victim survived. He lured the kid out of the window, killed them, buried them in the mound, drove away, killed Charlie, drove back, had forgotten about killing his kid, and then was like, "Oh, I guess he ran away. What an asshole."
Where'd he go?
Yeah, where'd he go? Oh, I can't wait for him to come back. How do you think the puppet kills people, by strangling or by other means? We were talking about this a bit earlier, but we're thinking that at this stage, she's probably going to do some sort of agony attack where you wither away and get like black tear streaks. I imagine is probably how she's going to do it.
Yeah, in the game, in Fnaf 2, right, with the jump scare coming out of the vent above you,
Yeah.
it really just seems like she jumps at your face, and it's like fast enough to like break your neck. It's like it just kills you.
Yeah. I always thought she'd probably strangle you. She'd probably like wrap you up or something. Or break your neck, or yeah, like how do any of them kill you? I know they're big machines, but like, what do they punch you? Do they bite you? Do they? I don't know. So the puppet, I was like, either she's fast enough that she can like stab through you, or she could strangle you, or there's a lot of different things she could do. Or you just get a heart attack. She kills you with like Golden Freddy magic. Who knows? Least convoluted Scott's story, said Tredson. Let me see. There is one of the released let me see, Scott Games. One of the pictures that was released behind the scenes was of or maybe it was from Dawko. It was Dawko put these out the other day. It basically had a picture from Charlie at the birthday, and it looks like it's from before the scene where she goes out on the stage, which again leads me to believe that she probably isn't already dead at that stage. So there's this shot right here, if you can see it on my screen.
On the stream or on your shared thing?
Oh, am I sharing it? Should be both.
No, I see it. I see it. With her in the puppet fit, yeah.
Yes, yeah. So this is the wallpaper I was talking about. You can see Mangle, Toy Bonnie, Toy Freddy,
Puppet,
and the puppet. So these are all in action by the time she's here. But some people have said that this looks like it's Vanessa, the Vanessa kid from the other parts of the trailer. I don't know if that's confirmed or if that's just something that people are saying because it's a blonde kid.
It looks really similar to like the shot where she's running down the hallway.
Yes.
Really similar.
So something I thought could be interesting is like, okay, so there's a few options, right? If Vanessa was the same age as Charlie, or roughly the same age, maybe she knew something was going on and her dad had put her up to a certain task. And it seems like here she's trying to stop her from doing something. Like Charlie's going to go look for the other kid. And Vanessa's like, no, don't go there. He'll hurt you or something. Or, and this is an interesting one that came to mind. We have that shot in the trailer where the puppet is sneaking up behind Vanessa, right?
Yes.
What if with the puppet's like agony attack or agony powers, she can like bring you into a memory, kind of like the Golden Freddy kid could, and this is going to be Vanessa in like a dream state trying to give a happiest day type interaction. Like she's trying to stop Charlie from doing whatever leads to the bad thing, and that's going to help her like release it.
Like she's giving badness.
No.
Say it again.
Okay, so in that scene in the trailer where the puppet like wanders up behind Vanessa, or in any part of the movie where Vanessa and the puppet interact, I'm wondering if we're gonna like resolve Vanessa's plotline, where Vanessa is like having all these bad dreams, right, where she's a kid and she's scared of her dad, blah 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 blah. That's going to be her subplot throughout the movie. What if at some point that like coalesces into a memory dream shared by Charlie the dead kid and Vanessa in like dream form, and she's going to like happiest day change what happened to Charlie in the dream. So like the puppet and Vanessa like talk on this is like the spirit world that we're looking at, kind of like in the first movie where the Golden Freddy kid was talking to Mike, and it was like in the same setting as Mike's dreams were happening. So maybe this is going to be Vanessa's resolution is she conquers her fear as a child and helps somebody from her father, you know.
Yeah, 'cause sometimes in the dreams, Mike is the kid version, and sometimes he is like his present self. So this would be like a dream. Vanessa reverts to a child. She's like, "Don't go in there. If you go in there, you'll die.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be good. I know that Springtrap is my father, so I'll warn you this time."
Yes, yeah. Like she has a memory of that day where she didn't help Charlie, and then she changes it in this version of the dream and makes Charlie like her or something. I don't know.
Yeah, very possible.
Because I'm curious what this interaction would be in the context of the, like she's about to go out and find out whatever's going on to that kid.
Yeah, that like there's strange noises, and Vanessa's like, "I don't want to go back there. It's scary." Charlie's like, "We have to go back there. That's my brother, Sammy."
Yes. It's my brother's back there. Yeah. I think we're gonna get like kind of more. I don't know. There's something about the way they've been marketing the movie and the way that this kid comes off in the promotional material. I think we're gonna get like a more actively like angry / protective Charlie. Like not a Charlie that kind of, you know, not a heyday Charlie who's like sad about it. I think she's gonna be a more wild spirit who's going to be like angry that she was killed, and angry that she didn't save whoever that other kid is. Save them, you can't.
Did you read the most recent super chat?
Let me see here. Yanver, by the way, on Withered, what should we expect to come out first? New reboot video or playable FNAF reboot? Honestly, I couldn't tell you because the playable reboot is coming along very nicely. Very happy with how it's going. The team is great, but I also, just from my own kind of lack of experience in the actual development side of things, I can't say, oh, right now we are 50% way through development, or we're 10% of the way through development. Like we're making really good progress, but we also don't want the game to come out before it's ready. So on that side, I'm not really sure. And then in terms of the reboot video, the next one, in terms of a full reboot video, like FNAF 3 rebooted or whatever, the way I'm looking at it is I want each reboot video to be bigger and better than the last. And like Heyday, which was a huge
man.
I'm like, how can I want to do like cutscenes, like full cutscenes and everything for the FNAF 3 one. I've got like ideas for what I want 3 to be like, but I also want to make sure that that's good and ready before it comes out. So I haven't even started the actual process of making that yet. I have my ideas, I have my plan, but I need to start scripting. I need to start actually doing it.
Take the holidays off, please.
Take the holidays, yeah, exactly. I'm gonna try and take a chill pill. I have started writing the next chapter for a week prior, so that's cool.
Hypppe.
I am like 2 options in, I think. I'm not anywhere in like deep to it, but the stuff I've written so far is fun because it's the way I'm looking at a week prior now is each of the chapters that we'll release, I think, will be a reflection on and a setup for the next reboot video. So like there's stuff in this which is relevant to stuff that happened in Heyday. Obviously not just like randomly for no reason, like, oh, now it's about this, but like there's stuff to reflect on from Heyday that obviously we can do a bit more publicly now, and stuff that I want to start setting up. And this thing from the first video you didn't necessarily know or have confirmed, here's a bit more information on it, because that's going to be relevant to 3, because obviously it's a sequel. But yeah, week prior started working on the second chapter of that. So unfortunately I can't give you a straight answer to that question, nor can I even give you an answer as to like when roughly one of them will come out. But I also don't want to necessarily take like a year and a half to make either of those, or a year or anything like that. So I don't know, but hopefully as soon as possible. And you'll probably get more updates on the game than you will on the Reboot 3, because the Reboot 3 I won't have anything to show for a very long time, whereas at least with the Reboot game I can kind of start putting stuff out when we're a bit closer to release. So probably get updates about the game more often, or more sooner. Do you think you'll write a week prior for Heyday, or do the memories basically cover that? I wouldn't write a week prior for Heyday. If I was going to do some sort of Heyday related thing, it wouldn't. I don't think I would make it about like a William situation. Might be interesting to write like a little. You know what I could do? I could write a little short story, which is about Jerry's week, what happened there. So maybe I'll do that, but not a full. I still got a whole other interactive novel to write. I can't write another one set 10 years earlier or whatever. Is Heyday canon to the Pop Goes universe? I don't know. It's not my universe. Ask somebody else. Let me see. All right. I think I'm trying to think if there's anything else about the movie. What do you think's going on in the dreams, the Vanessa dreams?
I think, okay, so obviously in the first movie, exposition, right? That's what it's for. Mm-hmm. It's for telling us exposition, and then they kind of use it to be like I don't know, like tricking Mike, I guess. Yeah. I think we'll see Vanessa's childhood, so that we kind of see her backstory. I've asked a couple people who I've watched the movie with recently if they feel sympathetic to Vanessa, or think that like Mike owes her anything, or that like, oh well, she turned on William and shot him and saved them, so she's a good guy. I think seeing how bad her childhood was, yeah, and how abusive William was in this continuity, but not in the games because there's Will care. I think that will make people a lot more sympathetic toward Vanessa, so that they'll be like, she was a serial killer, or you know, she was aiding and abetting William. And you'll be like, first of all, I saw that movie 2 years ago and don't remember it. Second of all, this one really made me care about like her, because it made her really sad and sympathetic. So I think that's what their function will be.
Yeah, I think that's kind of where my head's at as well in terms of Vanessa, is she does need a bit more fleshing out, because in the first movie, it's a little bit, like when we did our reaction to it, it's a little bit unclear as to where the twists and turns are happening with her character. She's kind of all over the place. Like unintentionally so, I think, from the movie. Like, you can't really tell, is she under some sort of brainwashing? Is it just like an abusive relationship with the dad? What's going on, etc. That's why I think I'm leaning in that direction of her helping Charlie in some way, because we're seeing her as a kid, we're seeing Charlie as a kid separately, and then there's some scene where they're going to interact. I'm just thinking that'll be the resolution of both characters, is for them to like bond over the trauma that the dad caused.
Yeah.
And you could even do a thing of like, if William is ghost controlling Charlie, maybe he's ghost giving Vanessa her nightmares. Maybe that's what's
like
happening
all
in
fieldisms.
Yeah, like maybe that's what's happening in FNAF 3. Is that's why, like, if you believe that Mike is having the nightmares about FNAF 4 during the course of FNAF 3 based on the logbook, maybe that's the idea. Springtrap shows up and he starts giving Mike nightmares.
Well, I don't know how that makes sense, because Mike isn't in FNAF 3. That's Hudson.
Oh, you're so right. Wait, that's true.
Oh my god.
I'm in on that meme now. I got it.
I hate it. I just
do
hate
you
how
think-
it's intentionally annoying, but yeah, I don't like it.
Do you think Aunt Jane will be mentioned?
Yes, because I'm sure that Scott saw all the criticism of being like, well, what happened to Aunt Jane? Like, did Mike get home and she was dead? Like, wasn't she suing him? But I think there's going to be a throwaway line at the date with Vanessa, and she'll be like, oh, what happened with your Aunt Jane? And Mike will be like, oh, you know, the police cleared us when we told them the alibi that we weren't home.
Yeah.
Like, you know, they
Yeah.
caught our car on the other side of town driving to Freddy's. So, like, no, you know what? They were in the police, like, weapons room.
Yes.
You know, he was with Vanessa
Yeah.
at the time that Aunt Jane died. So he'd be like, we were literally on camera at the police station at the time of her death. They know it wasn't us. We
Yeah.
just told them it was like a burglar or something.
Yeah, this is not necessarily a predictions thing. I guess it is, but what what would you have told the police if Vanessa was in a coma and you had just gotten away from Freddy's and your Aunt Jane was dead and you had been like stabbed 100 times and like what would you do?
I would, in real life, I would just tell the police everything. I'd say,
Right.
hey guys, there's some robots with some child skeletons in them, and a man bleeding to death in the back of this restaurant. You might not believe me
True.
that it's ghosts, but like, it happened.
Yeah, true.
Hey,
Yeah, 'cause-
you know how this building has literal security cameras in it? Let's just check the cameras.
Yeah, yeah, and they'd be like, it burned down or whatever. But they could still go and look for William, because all you need to be is like, okay, so the guy, he's probably dead by now. The kids, the robots probably killed him already. But like, there is a guy somewhere in there in a suit, like bleeding out. So you could probably find him. What if Aunt Jane is the puppet? Thank you, Jan Verb.
And the puppet.
Can you? What a twist! She Aunt Jane's.
I didn't
Silly Aunt
kill.
Jane.
I didn't kill Charlie. I killed your aunt.
Do you think we'll get a Golden Freddy Kid explanation in this movie, or do you think the Golden Freddy subplot will be saved for a later date? Do you think maybe he'll just be busy keeping William in the safe room?
Well, the question, I guess, is who's the Faz talker, Charlie or
Yes.
Kelsey?
Oh,
And I think
yeah.
Kelsey. I think it's Golden Freddy Kid.
Yeah, I've always, for some reason, I've assumed it's Charlie, but it makes more sense for it to be the Golden Freddy Kid because Charlie doesn't know Abby.
Exactly. Come find
us.
me, Abby. Come find us. Yeah, like who? What? What do you have to do with any of us?
But okay, the reason I thought it's the puppet is because in the first movie's end credits, it says "Come find me," and that's when the grandfather's clock is playing, and it's doing the "Save Them" text-to-speech voice.
Yeah, like FNAF 2 stuff.
Yeah, which is and like "Come find me" is the puppet, but
Yeah, that's true. I'm stupid apparently for thinking that the puppet would be Garrett. And
yeah,
oh,
I
did
thought
this
so
universe
too.
have a
I
Charlie? It's
really thought
Garrett.
so too. I really thought so. I was so ready for that, and no, he's just some other kid. The fast talker just does that. It's not anything. It's just some
True.
random glitch. That would
Mine
be
just
hilarious.
does it. Hold on,
That's
I don't
true.
even know if this will this appear on stream? Hold on. Was that comprehensible at all?
I didn't hear it at all. Didn't hear it
Yeah,
for a
Discord-
single second.
Or it's probably like, that's just white noise. We're gonna edit
That's
that
why-
out using
Yeah.
VoIP or whatever. Yep.
Yeah. Teacher says I predict that Unwithered and Gibby will explode in roughly 30 seconds. Only if you don't get back here, bro. Demonic Cephalopod says, thank you very much, by the way. I think Freddy Carter character is the Golden Freddy Kid who set the puppet free to go kill people in order to blackmail Abby into joining him inside Golden Freddy, and the Wizards are going to stand up to him. So wait. You think the Golden Freddy kid is projecting as the Freddy Carter
What?
character? Well, he says I think the Freddy Carter character is the Golden Freddy kid who set the puppet free.
Yeah, I know. No, I know what he's saying. I'm reacting to you saying.
Right.
projection.
Okay. Sorry, yeah. It's a projection. To order blackmail Abby into joining him inside Golden Freddy. I don't know about him wanting her to join him inside Golden Freddy because that's not what he wanted in the first movie. He just wanted to be another one of them. I guess it was a Springlock suit. I would have put actual money on Garrett being the puppet, so take my money from my lost bet. Thank you, Newt the Gamer.
Yeah, I would have too. Crazy.
Yeah. I don't know. Because Garrett was supposed to be a ghost in that first movie, but then he wasn't. And then I was like, oh, well, because he's saving him for the second one when he's the puppet. Because he'll be like... Oh, yeah. Because I really thought, like, oh, he's the bite victim thing, and it's kind of tying into the whole bite victim has puppet imagery, but it's also just save him. You know, we're going, like, early days lore. We're not really worrying about Henry and Charlie and all that kind of stuff. We're just doing a new thing with the same window dressing. But no, those game things are very important. But does Freddy Carter have entered inside of him, dog? I guess we'll have to find out. Why would the bite of 87 happen in 2000? I don't know.
Was that the bite? Someone gets bit and it just cuts to Markiplier going, was that the bite of 2001?
God. It's the kind of thing they do. It's the kind of John that's what John stood up for. Markiplier saying, was that the bite of 2001? Is that the bite 11? No.
Oh.
No. it didn't make sense. Okay, demonic cephalopod. Cephalopod. I see your message. I just won't read it out because it's related to that leak, which we said we wouldn't talk about. But interesting take on that leak. Secret Compiness, do you think there's a reason reason Chica is associated with parties so much? Chica's Party is in the name of the FNAF world, in the FNAF 3 minigame. Chica's Party World and Secret of the Mimic, now Chica's Secret Party. I'd say it stems back to Let's Party being on Toy Chica's beak, or Toy Chica's bib, and that just then became an association with the, like, in-universe characterization of Chica, is she's either into eating or partying. And depending on which one of those she's into kind of indicates what era or, like, design philosophy you're looking at for the character. That's kind of how I look at it. Do you have any particular thoughts on why she might be associated with parties?
Literally what you just said. It's just like Scott picked that for her. Demuted just uploaded a video about, like, I don't know if you saw it, but it's like, guys, Toy Chica is too sexy. Like, can we please stop sexualizing her? It was like,
oh, yeah.
When I was a kid, I was playing Five Nights at Freddy's, and I'd Google Chica, and there would just be, like, Chica, you know, art. On, like, the first page of Google Images, art. And it's like, but then Scott played into this. You know, there's Chica in Space or whatever, with, like, Not Safe for Work Island, and, like, he gave her a seductive voice in UCN. So, like, Scott obviously sees Chica this way.
And Toy Chica the high school years being very clear, like...
Yeah.
inspired by art, by particular types of art.
So, like, why does Chica do parties? Because Scott said, okay, she'll be the party one, and Toy Freddy's a game. Why is Toy Freddy a gamer? Because Scott just decided to.
All women want to do is eat or party. That's crazy. There are two women. There are two types of women. It is interesting, right? Because it's kind of, it's Scott, playing into memes. He's going, haha, I get it. I made her hot into by accident, or not by accident, but
accident.
Not by accident, but you know what I mean. Like, he didn't do it so that people would make that art. I don't think. But he's playing into it a little bit for the joke. But then, when does it go too far? I think it being specifically that one that robot is like, at least it's not just Chica all the time. It's not every Chica that's ever that ever has come out. It's just that one specific variation. But then it's also weird to relate that character directly to William and see, that's my issue with it, is that it ties in the innuendo aspect with William's murders in UCN. And that's when it gets a little weird, a little ropey. Because I'm like, why are we comparing William's killing of kids to him, like, to like a girl seeking out boyfriends and whatever? I don't know. It's a weird cross contamination of all these different images and memes kind of coming together for weird implications. FNAF fans
I don't
really
think
see a
Scott
woman.
thought about it that hard.
I also don't think so. I'm not accusing
Yeah,
Scott
I
of
see
being...
what you're saying, and I think
Yeah.
that would be very bad. But I don't think he thought of it. Like
I'm not saying that's even like the implication, or that it was supposed to be the implication, or even that like it's fair to say that as like a criticism or anything like that. It's just, I think, an unfortunate consequence of when you kind of mix these subject matters in your series, because it's obviously a series that deals with very mature themes and also with very silly jokes and stuff like that, and sometimes it can end up in weird places, which is part of the whole weirdness of Five Nights at Freddy's becoming a series that's not only consumed by a younger audience, but now is targeted to a younger audience, which I think is the difference. Because people say like, oh, well, you know, you got into FNAF when you were younger. And I'm like, yeah, but it wasn't being made so that I would play it when I got into it. It was sort of the opposite. It was like just at the level where you could get into it and feel like you were, you know, oh, I shouldn't be playing this because I'm, you know, it's a little bit too scary, but I can handle it. And then it became a series that was more promoted toward a younger audience, which is fine. You know,
Yeah,
it happens.
I don't think that the games necessarily are targeted at kids, but the
I think
books
Security
are.
Breach was. I think Security Breach
Frights, Frights are like period. Frights is for 12-year-olds.
Yeah.
It's not sophisticated enough to even be like, oh well, it's for kids and adults. No, Frights is for kids, and that does make me raise my
Scholastic is the main
eyebrows.
publisher. That's like,
Yeah.
that's all you have to look at. But I think Security Breach was definitely marketed at a younger audience and made for a younger audience.
Is it still rated T? It's still rated
Actually,
T?
I don't know, but I also I don't know.
You
Maybe
probably
this
have
is
a
just.
different rating.
Let me see. Yeah, we have PG and
Peggy
PG
or
and
whatever.
all that kind of crap. Yeah. FNAF Security Breach rating age. T for teen. Yeah. See,
Yeah.
But that's what I mean. It's like it's not a mature game. It's a T for teen. So it's like, you know. But I think it's also made for teens in the lower range than it is for the higher range.
Yeah,
I
I mean,
actually
like
don't know.
when I was playing like Doom and Duke Nukem when I was a little kid, and then I was playing Call of Duty and Halo when I was like 11.
Oh yeah, me too. Yeah.
Like, who can play a teen-rated game? A 5-year-old, as long as they're like,
yeah.
like 10, you know?
That's what I was gonna say, and then I was like, maybe it's not. Maybe it's different,
Yeah.
like a cultural difference. But like, yeah, I wouldn't take the age rating as like an indicator of who's supposed to play the game. You know.
My
But-
thing with some of these, when I was, it gets sort of more complicated like the younger you go, I guess. But like, I started watching Game of Thrones when I was 14, and I was watching The Walking Dead before that.
Yeah.
Like, so I always have the question of like, if I'm looking at the Frights books, I'm like, is this appropriate for a 14-year-old? And I'm like, well, Game of Thrones is not appropriate for a 14-year-old, and yet me and all of my friends watched it at 14, like with our
Yes.
parents. Like it wasn't like, you know, when you're a kid and like you can't watch South Park or whatever. It's like you know, it's like that's the TV show that's on.
Yeah.
So like, what age range is FNAF for? Well, if 14-year-olds are watching Game of Thrones, then maybe 8-year-olds can be playing FNAF.
Yeah. I absolutely
scales
think that
down.
there's I mean, Scott talks about it in the Dawko interview. We've got him up on screen now. This is me and Dawko, pictured on set. This is like he talked about in the Dawko interview. The first ever piece of fan mail that he received was from a child who addressed the letter to Foxy. So, I think that changed Scott's perspective, and I think he said as much about this series. I think he spoke about it in the terms of like the characters were very important to people, and he started to kind of understand that. But the first ever fan letter you receive being from a kid who's young enough to think that he's sending a letter to a fictional character is like, oh, this is a kid's series, or kids are into this at least. So that, I think, probably informs a lot of things. And again, this is not like me criticizing it or anything. It's just something to be aware of when like looking at the series, because I think it's even just interesting from a media analysis point of view, like the change in kind of I think target audience maybe from that first or second game. Let me see my super chats.
We got a couple.
Let's see here. So, Miguel, thank you very much again. What song do you think they're going to play at the end credits? The Living Tombstone FNAF song or another? It's got to be The Living Tombstone. It's been so long since last I see the sun goes to this monster. It's got to be that one.
I will not comment because I know for a fact what the song is, so I will not.
Oh, do you? Who told you?
Yes, I do. I'm not going to say.
Okay, yeah, because probably breaking an NDA or something like that. Fair enough. Oh, I know who you probably know. Never mind. Okay, so how is IT? I assume you mean Into the Pit book bad when 90s kids had face huggers. Into the Pit. Me when I'm leaving my house. Into the Pit.
Like Half-Life? Is he talking about? Or like
no. I think he's talking about Aliens. Or Alien.
Yeah. But those are rated R. And I think Half-Life 1 is rated M.
See, this is the thing, right? Is it's making stuff for kids and is appropriate for kids to see, and making stuff that is not appropriate, quote unquote, for kids to see, but is still consumed by like Call of Duty is not like, it's obviously consumed by a lot of kids, and obviously they know that. They're not like, this is a game for mature gamers only, but it's also not made into like a kid-friendly type of series, or they don't market it as such. You know, it's kind of it's supposed to have that air of like, well, it's actually for adults, but I'm playing it anyway because I'm 12 and I'm cool. Whereas Alien, I think, is just made for adults and kids watched it. You know.
I think everyone has that horror movie that they saw when they were really young that like they should not have seen, but it was still on.
You know what? Funnily enough, for me, that was actually, it wasn't a horror movie. It was RoboCop. I remember.
Okay.
And like, I watched a lot of stuff as a kid. Like, my parents were like, they had particular things that I just wasn't able to watch up to a certain age. But a lot of things that, you know, some people would like, you know, faint at the idea of me watching, you know, because some people are a little more conservative about what kids can handle or can't handle or whatever. Like you were saying, Walking Dead and stuff like that. But RoboCop came on the TV one day, and I didn't know what it was, and I was watching it, and I was just like, oh, cool, robots. This is pretty cool. And it got to the scene where Ed 209 is being showed off in the boardroom meeting, where they're like up. It's all the board meeting, and there's the big robot, like the big sentry robot, and it turns and it just starts blowing a guy like away, like he's just shredded to pieces in like a red mist. And I don't know what it was about it, because I'd seen violence, I'd seen cartoon violence, you know, whatever. It never bothered me. But that, for some reason, freaked me out, and I just turned it off immediately. And I was like, yeah, didn't want to see that. Don't know why I saw that. Actually, I've never watched RoboCop since. Not because I'm traumatized, but because I'm just like, I don't know. I've never thought of going back to it. Maybe I should. I've heard it's good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we weren't allowed to watch The Simpsons, because my dad said it was too crude and crass. But he is really into movies, and so he's like, movies are art. Sit down, little Gibby. We're gonna watch The Terminator. You're 6. You're old enough.
Yeah,
So
that's
like
kind
we'd
of
have movie nights, and it would be rated R stuff, but it was because it's art as opposed to those. He didn't even like SpongeBob sometimes. He's like, they're calling Squidward a jerk, and like that's rude language.
Yeah. See, my parents would have been similar. They liked The Simpsons. Not all of it, because some of it was obviously a bit more adult. But in general, it was okay. But they didn't like Family Guy. They didn't like South Park. And what was it? What else? There's a couple of things, that were just kind of a little bit too. Yeah, I don't even think we knew that was a thing at the time.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's more of an American thing, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. We didn't have that exposure over here. But we definitely had Simpsons. Definitely had Family Guy. I think we had South Park. But yeah, they were like too old. But in terms of films and sometimes TV, I guess it was a little bit before the era of like super high quality TV. It was generally like, if it's a good movie that's teaching, I think it was usually about the moral of it, right? Like it's teaching a good moral regardless of the actual content of the film, as long as it's giving a good story of like good fighting bad, or good triumphing over evil. That was usually all right, and that was most movies. Let me see. Sauce is Beston. Scott himself thinks Help Wanted Funtime Foxy level was the scariest shit. Horror is subjective. For exactly what you're saying, I saw it too young and became desensitized. Right. So you're saying, see, I've never played Help Wanted in VR, so
me neither.
I can't say that that's not super scary. And I'm also not saying that like, just because I don't find something scary means it's made for 12-year-olds. That's not what I mean. I'm not saying that. I just mean like, I think the general aesthetic and vibe of Security Breach plays more like a modern mascot horror, which is aimed at a younger audience and aimed at merchandising and all that kind of stuff. Which again, I'm not criticizing. I'm just observing. But I don't know in terms of Help Wanted because I have not played it. And maybe that Help Wanted Funtime Foxy level is terrifying, because I've heard the thing about Help Wanted is you finally feel the scale of the animatronics. Like you feel like, oh god, that thing is like 7 feet tall and would immediately kill me if I moved. So I get VR being a different experience, in fairness. And Scott did the original FNAFs, and they're pretty spooky. I give him that, especially that first one. I don't know if NarrowStream has discovered anything cool since then. If anybody knows,
they started playing some random game. I think they gave up.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I guess we'll have to wait over the next few days and see if it comes up. Well, Withered was saying now they think it's fake, so maybe they gave up because of that. But
I think Withered's lying.
Yeah, I'm not convinced that it being made today or yesterday means it's a hoax. It's a lot of effort to go to for a hoax. Maybe there's more. Maybe there's more that they found that made it more believable to be a hoax, but I don't know.
I don't believe so.
Yeah. Whole of Twitter now thinks it's a hoax. Interesting.
Boo.
Yeah. All right, fair enough. We'll see. Time will tell. It is just exciting to have something to look forward to. Both sites were registered by the same extremely obscure registrar company. All right, I don't even know what that would indicate. Let me see. All right.
Yeah, I'm back on his Twitter, seeing if he said anything.
Okay. I'm trying to think for the FNAF 2 movie. Is there anything, people in chat, let us know, is there anything about the FNAF 2 movie which is currently standing out to you? Because I feel like we've talked about the main highlights, but is there anything particularly Oh, you skipped my second one, Mio. Apologies. Let me go back and find
In
that.
the flesh and Empreg.
Oh, how is in the flesh book bad when 90? Oh, okay. Why is Emperor
Oh.
bad when they had face huggers? Well, that's what Scott was thinking.
Mhm.
And honestly, I mean, Gibby, you've read it. You know the actual story. Is it
Yeah.
more like a face hugger, or is it more like the thing people call it?
No, it's more okay. I would have to say it's more like Empreg because the quote unquote moral of the story is that he's being punished ironically for being a misogynist. And one of the things that he breaks up with his girlfriend over is that she wants kids and he doesn't. So I
Ah,
definitely think that it being pregnancy is intentional.
yeah.
The evil cursed program that gets run that makes him pregnant is called It's a Boy.exe.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it's 100% pregnancy.
yes, but I don't think it was also in a fetishy way. It was made in like the horror.
No, absolutely
like,
not.
oh my god, that's awful. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
like imagine that it crawling out of you. You know, um, yeah, I think it's not made for that, obviously, but it's also a different. Yeah, how would you feel about that comparing it to Facehuggers then, in terms of what we're talking about with the like age range of the series? Is that worse for like young kids, like their Scholastic Book Fair? They're going out and they're getting the Emperor book.
So, like, in Frights, there's some severe violence, like, and then Foxy's hook plunged into my eyeball and I heard it pop,
Yeah.
right? Like, that happens in one of the stories. If you were to visually depict that, which is why it's not shown in the comic book, it would be rated R. In a book,
Yeah.
you could say he got impaled, but you can't show it in a movie. So I think the medium is the thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I remember actually reading a book. I can't even remember what it was at this stage, but I remember it had a really cool cover. I got it at a school book fair, and I was reading it, and I think it was made for a little bit of an older audience, and whatever age I was at the time, like 7 or 8 or something, I found it way too scary, and because I'd never read a scary book before, so I put that. I was like, I don't even know it. This is this is a new experience. I didn't know books could be scary. I didn't think they could be.
Mhm.
I'm sure I'd read it now and laugh, but that's why I think for a younger audience, that is like the height of horror. It's like, oh my god, they plunged his hook into his eye and his eye popped. That's crazy, you know. And there are certain things that you read when you're a bit older and you kind of go, it's a bit juvenile in terms of the way it's written, but it is targeting that same fear center as FNAF generally goes for, without being crazy inappropriate either. Just trying to scare them. Let me see.
Did you read, like, were Goosebumps big over?
No, they
Your
weren't.
world?
If they were, they weren't when I was a kid. I'm trying to think what was closest, or if we had like a similar thing. Horror was never really a huge thing for me growing up, and I didn't really know anyone that was really into horror as a kid until Five Nights at Freddy's became a thing, and that was like,
That's true.
a scary thing. Like I
Like,
never
I'm a
watched
couple years
any
older
horror
than you,
movies.
and we had,
Yeah.
like, Goosebumps was huge, and Are You Afraid of the Dark was huge, and Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark was huge. Like, there was a lot of kids-focused horror media in the mid-90s.
Yeah.
And then I guess it just kind of went away in the 2000s. I don't know. We had, like, Invader Zim and The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy, even. Like, those were, like, horror series for kids, or they were scary, at least.
Yeah, that's fair.
Scooby-Doo.
Somebody said the website updated.
Ooh. Yeah, Absolux
has.
Guardian also says, I spoke to someone who legitimately had their Vor awakening as a teen because they read Room for One More.
Oh.
So that's one sin that Scott's really going to have to repent for.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, he's gonna have to explain that one at the pearly gates. So yeah, the website has updated. Very interesting.
Oh, really? I don't see anything. What are you
Okay.
seeing?
So
I streamed.
the link, the text, and they've all updated to 6666666,
What?
which is very interesting. Is this different? Is this the same as it was earlier?
It definitely was not 666.
No. This string here, is this the Chica's Cupcake Challenge or whatever? I think it is.
That looks familiar.
Oh no,
Yeah, I think so.
is it? Yeah, U-N. Yeah, that's the 4 L's. And look, my face equals gone. That's been added.
What? My face is gone. My problem with this is, like, if it is a hoax and the guy now realized that, like, oh, he fooled us, but Nero figured out that it's not real, changing everything to 666 is kind of like,
Yeah.
ooh, scary.
Yeah, that's why I'm
So I don't
like,
know if that matters.
that has now actually made me question if it is actually real. That one change,
Yeah.
because now I'm like, I don't know if Scott would do that. Like, what's that got to do with anything?
Yeah.
The devil? My face is gone would be Bonnie, withered Bonnie, I assume.
Yes.
Or Jeremy in Help Wanted, but I don't think he cut off his face.
Everyone in chat saying it's Gaster. I know that's a reference to something, but I don't know what that means.
It's Undertale. I don't know.
Okay.
I can't believe Toby Fox made this website. Deltarune Chapter 5. Can you? That would be a crazy way to do Deltarune Chapter 5 is by making a fake Five Nights at Freddy's ARG.
That's incredible. Oh my
That
god.
would be awesome. Are the claws still there? They are. Weird. Okay, so yeah, those 666s, those are not. Mio, I want to explain my thoughts about money. Sorry, I thought you were talking about your thoughts on the.
We are looking at
Toy
chat.
Cheap one. You are, yes. You share your thoughts in chat. I totally appreciate that you don't want to keep sending super chats. I appreciate that you have thus far.
Yeah, like, we will read every super chat. We will see 80% of chats, and if there's something interesting posted, like what I just said with Gaster, we'll read it.
Yes. Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Roger, yes. Roger, I think you sent me the spectrograms. I looked at them, and yeah, I also don't see anything.
Yanvert says, speaking of horror books and children, my godfather gave me Lovecraft's The Whisper in Darkness to read when I was 6, and I still have an irrational fear of people being impersonated by monsters. You must love The Mimic.
The Mimic!
The Mimic. That is, when you were 6 reading a Lovecraft book. How would you even have read a Lovecraft book when you were 6? Like, I feel like the reading level of being 6 years old in a Lovecraft book is probably pretty different, but maybe I'm underestimating kids now. Mimic speaks to something in me. I read Tom Sawyer at 6. Damn, alright. Maybe, I don't even remember what I was reading at 6 years old, to be fair, so I don't know.
I can barely read Poe now. When I was talking about, The Fall of the House of Usher, I'm picking up maybe like 80% of this. I really hope I don't say something stupid in my video.
Yeah, that's fair. I have not read any Poe or Tom Sawyer or what's the most like classical thing I've read some Shakespeare.
Like Jules Verne.
No Jules Verne. I mean I've read like Great Gatsby and stuff. The ones you read in school.
You guys read Great Gatsby in school?
Yeah, it depends. Every few years it'll change what books are on the rotation. So the year I was in, there's like a few books that the teacher can choose from, and then so our class did Great Gatsby that year. I can't remember what the other one was.
Cool.
We did Playboy of the Western World, which is an Irish thing, but yeah, Great Gatsby.
Oh, did you guys read
I really
Joyce?
Great Gatsby. No. We did not.
Didn't?
I think that
Okay,
would
so
have.
I read Joyce in high school. That's funny.
Really? Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
From whatever I've heard about Ulysses, I've gotten the impression that it would have went over many heads, including
Yes,
mine. I
everyone
would
did.
not have been able to follow that. My friend
Tom says-
Peter actually has gone into college he's done a few different courses or a few different degrees, but he has read Ulysses and done a few different papers on it, and has said that he picked it up quickly enough. It wasn't too bad. But yeah, we've never studied it officially in school.
Interesting. Yeah, because like when I think of novels, I'm like, yeah, you got Shakespeare, and then you got like American stuff. You have Of Mice and Men. You have The Great Gatsby. You have
To Kill a Mockingbird. We did that
all
in
that stuff.
junior.
To Kill a
cycle.
Mockingbird. Fascinating. Sam said that their exposure to horror was in Doctor Who. I agree.
Yeah, fair. Let me see. Somebody said something there about the website's update. The only thing that changed aside from the 666s was the last VVVYY33 was changed, and before it was uppercase, which sent you to a non-existent page. You had to put the MP3 in lowercase. Okay, so that seems like that's like them fixing the like hint, like, oh, people aren't getting it because it's not supposed to be uppercase.
I will say, I mean, we're live and Narrow is live. There's a pretty high % chance that Scott's watching us right now, because like, if this is what he's doing, rubbing his little hands together, like, hee, I'm gonna see if they're gonna solve it. There's only 2 of us live doing it. It's either us or Narrow.
Yeah, true.
And they were playing some weird troll game, and we were talking about classic literature, so maybe he's sticking around for us. Scott, if you are here, if you'll take any suggestions, I don't know, just like literally anything that could confirm that this isn't a hoax, because a lot of people are scared to interact with it because they don't want to get like viruses or get their IP tracked or something like that.
Yeah, Scott,
if you tweet out a picture of a cupcake, please tweet out a picture of a cupcake from Scott Games, or literally anything.
Make yourself
so that we
known.
know it's not a virus.
Yeah,
or just say hi.
True, actually. Just say 15 in the chat again. We gotta get.
I love The Great Gatsby, and then don't elaborate.
Yeah, guys, everyone connect to the field right now, and let's summon Scott. Everyone put in the chat some Scots, some high Scots, something like that, and make sure you like the stream as well if you've been watching.
Yeah, gosh, 400 viewers, but only 300 likes. What is this?
Oh gosh, come on! I'm fielding my hardest. Nice, there we go. Scott, please. Yeah. The 666s. That's not. I don't know.
Not
that's
Scott. Yeah.
That's really thrown a wrench in the whole thing for me. I was so convinced they had me.
Yeah. You're my favorite Unwithered Truther member, WillCare67. Thank you.
WillCare67. Thank you, WillCare67. Yeah, what if he changes it to... See, if they change it to 6767 or just 777. That's
something Scott would do. He has young kids. Scott knows 6'7". 100%.
I love the idea of Scott knowing 6'7". He met John and Dalko, and he was like, hello, 6'7".
People are comparing it to the Grinch leak. Do you know what the Grinch leak was? Were you around back then?
Grinch leak? I was not.
The Grinch leak.
The Grinch leak.
Okay, this is one of the best stories in video game history. So, Smash Brothers Ultimate was coming out, and they were very slowly revealing all the fighters for the game. Are you like a Smash Bros person? Do you follow any of that kind of stuff?
Not really, but I am aware of it.
Yeah, they were doing, and I was watching this live, people. I was remembering when this happened. I was 100% on board with it. So every Nintendo Direct, people would be like, "Oh, what's the next character gonna be?" Masahiro Sakurai, the guy who makes Smash Brothers, did this little like interview where he was filmed, and there were just 2 chairs in the background, and they were Waluigi's colors, like purple and like green. And people are like, that's a hint that Waluigi's going to be the next fighter announced. Like, that's how crazy Smash Bros. Speculation was.
Yeah.
And then this image appeared online. So what Nintendo had been doing is there was this big what's it called when you have like a picture that goes like all the way around a room? Tapestry. There's this big tapestry that had like all the revealed fighters in it, and there's a bunch of blank spaces. And each time a new fighter was revealed, they filled in one of the blank spaces with the new guy. And so this image appeared online that was the tapestry at like a really, really high resolution, and all the blank spaces were filled in with a bunch of characters. And this came from somebody who had taken a picture on their phone on like Snapchat. And in the background of the image were some unseen renders of the Grinch from the Benedict Cumberbatch Grinch movie from like 2018 or whatever.
Okay.
And people were able to like IP trace the photo to see it came from like France. And they're like, okay, there's a studio in France that is working on marketing for the Grinch, and so they'd be the only ones who would have these currently unseen promotional renders of the Grinch. And if they have this image from Nintendo, it could be that they're the printing company who's doing the art for Smash Bros. So like, the only way this is fake is if someone also was faking stuff for the Grinch movie. So like, this is, and it was on Snapchat, and the guy who took the picture didn't intend anyone but their friend to see it, but someone screenshotted it and then like posted it on 4chan or whatever.
Damn.
So it's like, the effort it would take to fake this is not
Yeah.
only an insane amount of effort to make the art, but also, in order to make people believe it's real, they included all this other like Grinch stuff. And so it was called the Grinch leak, and everyone believed it, myself included, because it just seems like an impossible story.
Yeah.
And then the final fighters are revealed, and it's not the person in the league. And then the guy who made it just like put a bunch of laughing emojis on Twitter, and
Oh.
the entire thing was a hoax.
It was a hoax. He faked.
It was a hoax.
He faked Grinch renders.
Yes. They were like blurred in the background of his photo of
No
this
way.
big tapestry that was also fake.
Whoa.
Yeah, completely crazy.
We got a Brazil invasion. I don't know what that means.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's insane. Okay, so this definitely could be fake. This is not even close to the amount of effort that
Yes,
people go
yes.
to for hoaxes.
I swore after the Grinch leak, I'm like, I will never believe anything ever again.
All right, well, I'm more. You know what? We owe Withered Circle an apology.
I mean, he's still wrong, but
He's still wrong, of course. Mio did share his thoughts that he wanted to share when he was super chatting. We're desensitized now more in 2025. You have sick toys for 5-year-olds, but in the 90s we had guns and cartoons. Like we knew it wasn't
That's
real
true.
then. Born in 91, so it's weird in ways, lol. Yeah, so I suppose the idea is like, you know, over time
what's-
things have gotten a little more sensitive.
what's more
sensitive.
inappropriate? You know, I had a bunch of toy guns. You know, you could buy cowboys and Indian stuff, and there'd be like a toy Native American headdress, and then like a toy cap gun, and that was on like Walmart shelves. So it's like, okay, what's more inappropriate, that or Garden of Banban merch?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. It's yeah. I know. Yeah. I don't know. It's such a messy topic. I don't know if I'm equipped to give answers to that.
Yeah, let's ask any like neither you or I are parents, I think. So
That's
let's
also- yes.
keep that to real adults.
Yeah, exactly. But I appreciate you sharing your thoughts. Yeah, thank you. I think there was another super chat I might have missed. Yeah, sixes are only. So this is from Jan Verb again. Thank you very much. Sixes are only connected to something sinister if there are 3 of them. I would think that Scott would know his biblical reference, probably hoax. That's what I'm thinking.
Disagree.
You don't
So,
think he would know that it's?
No, I just mean that just because there's not 6 of them doesn't mean it's not a 666 reference. What do you
Oh,
think Order
sorry.
66 is?
Yes, yeah, but I think
It's still a 666 reference.
Oh, so okay. I thought what Janberg was saying is because there's 6 of the 6s that like it's two sets of 666 and it's lining up with the right length for hex codes.
Yeah.
But maybe what Janberg is saying is that, like, oh, well, there's 6 of them, and Scott, if he wanted to make them 666, would just put 3. So for that, I was thinking, well, Scott probably wouldn't make a 666 reference in Five Nights at Freddy's at all, because
I agree.
see that along the like lines of what he would see. Again, it's all speculation. Maybe he would, but we have never had any sort of direct biblical references in like FNAF in that way. Like, there's obviously references to hell and all that kind of stuff, but I don't think Scott would make that direct of a biblical connection, especially with something so like played out as well in horror. But maybe, I don't know, maybe there's something interesting. Maybe it's all taking place during UCN and he's in hell. 666. Good night, everyone. Mio, good night. Thank you very much. Have fun. Thank you so much for sticking around, and hopefully you heard us respond to your thoughts. Execute order 666. That's why it's Gaster. What if the Grinch just shows up in the FNAF 2 movie? I still can't get my head around that Grinch story. So was he faking that because he knew people would think that? Or was he just like, it'll make it seem more legit?
The history of Smash hoaxes is insane. The lengths people will go to is crazy. There's another leak, and there's another leak, and it showed Mallow from Super Mario RPG as a playable fighter, and people who at the time were like the people who sort of hack into the game and make mods were like, it's impossible at the given time with the knowledge we have of the game to mod in that kind of character. Like, you cannot mod in a playable character or something. Like, you can mod in an Echo Fighter, but you can't mod in this. I don't know the exact terminology, but they're like, this can't be a hack because we literally don't know how to do this, and it's definitely not Photoshop. Like, it's in the game.
Yeah.
So like, this can't be a hack, therefore it's real. No, it was a hack. One guy figured out how to do it, didn't tell the community, and made a thing. So like, the best hacker in the community used his skills to do this instead of allowing people to like make mods or whatever.
That's really funny.
Yeah, like the extent people went to for this stuff is crazy. I'm sure there's a Grinch Leak documentary out there, but as someone who lived through it, it was crazy.
Grinch Leak documentary. Yeah, somebody said where is that? As a devout Christian, I can confirm that if we're serious, we rarely give any acknowledgement to 666. That's, like, I don't want to say that Scott would or wouldn't, because I don't know him. I don't know his own beliefs and how he would take that. But from my understanding, it would be sort of, like, not necessarily blasphemous, but it would be a very serious thing to relate to this game. And I don't, like, it wouldn't just be like a, oh, crazy, oh, spooky. It's like, that would actually hold significance, you know, given what we understand about Scott's religious beliefs. But I don't know. Maybe. We'll see. Maybe Scott's going to take a hard left into demonology for FNAF.
People are saying, do you remember the Rayman leak? Yeah, that wasn't a that was just a video edit. Someone basically used like serious video editing stuff to make it look like Rayman was on the player selection screen of Smash. And then they revealed exactly what they did a couple days later. Gibby, are you a Chica's Party World Truther? I don't know what that means.
Chica's Party World Truther. Maybe, do you mean Chica's Secret Party or Chica's Party World from...
Yeah, do you mean the current thing that's
Secret
happening?
of the Mimic?
Yeah, I don't know.
Shadow Freddy is a demon. That'd be crazy.
Kelsey's a projection, too. The current thing. No, I still think it's... Yeah. My opinion on if it's real or not has not changed.
So you still think we're 100% real?
Yes. 5 minutes ago I said, you know, the Grinch leak made me not believe anything anymore, and I'm like, no, this is real.
What do you think these 666s are then?
Fnaf 6, no, because like Scott would have known how that would be taken.
Yeah.
What did they used to be that were changed to 666? And also, what do they mean in the code?
They
what's that? What
are
the function?
They're the hex code for colors of text links. Remember, link was 2049,
Yep.
which I believe was actually the same. Somebody mentioned it earlier. I think it's scottgames.com has the same thing because we were analyzing that earlier, and I thought that number looked familiar, and it's because link 2093. Oh yeah, okay. So these were actually exactly the same. Somebody copied the body text from scottgames.com. Yeah, look. It's exactly the same from one to the other. Is that more or is that
That's
good or bad evidence?
Scott being lazy, or someone wanting to make it look legit, so they copy Scott's website code.
Yeah.
Could be either one. Like, that's a 50-50.
Yeah. This does now look like, because look, the head is the same as well. So was literally the code for the website was copied. Yeah, font face for Miranda.
Yeah. A not currently existing render doesn't really mean anything, but the Balloon Boy thing does not match any current. Like, if you Google Nightmare Balloon Boy, you're not going to get the exact picture that it showed, meaning that someone went out there and at minimum got a 3D model and posed it the way that they wanted it to, and then put it in.
Yeah. I was thinking that as well. Obviously my thing is, yes, you can do it, and yes, you could be Grinch leaking this, but I'm like, why? why? Like, for what? What's the just to mess with people? For fun?
To make Nora Raven go live, yes. To get us money from
so.
Super Chat, trying to solve it. Haha, they really got us.
Nara Raven did this.
Oh yeah, Nara Raven did it himself. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm gonna solve it.
Exposure. That would be so funny. You think this is the work of the evil Talbert? I mean, yeah, even Talbert files didn't have this much effort put into it. Either way, it's fun. Like, I hope it does actually lead to something, whether it's real or not. I hope there's, like, actually something to derive from it, even as a fan project. Like, I'm not saying they need to, like, make the game or anything like that, but I'd like some sort of resolution or some storyline to be played out. But maybe it's just a bunch of vague stuff that's being copy and pasted from Scott Games. Yeah, the website code being... Well, I guess, is that just how you code a website? I don't know. Maybe that's just what it has to look like for it to work. The font being the same. Oh, well, yeah, like they changed, because earlier it said font face round, and now it says my face equals gone. So they changed that. I gotten rid of all these font sizes things that Scott has.
Yeah, if Scott wasn't planning on doing anything until the 2nd, I don't know if he'd be spending all day today doing this. Like, oh, every 6 hours I'll go in and change something. And we know that he doesn't really, like, pay people to do this kind of stuff. He doesn't really have, like, a community manager.
Well, he does now,
right?
Because he's got Scott Games Twitter and everything.
You'd think so. When was the last time they tweeted? They tweeted twice? That account existed in 2 years?
Yeah, that's true.
Like, what I'm saying is, like, okay, Scott literally just finished the movie, right? They just had the premiere with Daco and John. Meaning, for the first time in 2 years, he's like, I have nothing to do besides answer emails. I'm going to launch an ARG. Is that exactly what Scott would do? Or is that like, yeah, of course, Scott wouldn't do that?
I don't know. It depends on, is this a Steel Wool thing? Because it could be a Steel Wool thing that Scott's, like, overseen, you know, and it's somebody else is doing the updates. But he, like, planned it out, and he said, okay, guys, let's make it like my old updates. Let's make it like the old Scott Games updates, and, you know, make the website the same, and blah, 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 blah. So it doesn't necessarily have to be him at his computer typing away. It could be, but I would imagine it was somebody else doing it. See, I don't take it happening early one way or the other because I could see it as like, okay, well, the thing got leaked, so let's put everything in place but not give away everything at the same time. Like, let's not, because, you know, okay, the book's not coming out, but people already know it's in it. How do we keep them excited for the next few weeks before that comes out? Let's do a little ARG that updates every day. Or every
I'd also like to
couple of
know,
hours.
because reading Nero's thing didn't really explain it, who found this? Who typed in chicasecretparty.com and found this website?
Yeah, I mean, I literally did that yesterday myself.
Oh, okay.
Or the day before. So I guess someone just did it today and found it.
Amazing.
Because I was like, did anyone check this yet? No? I'll check it. It didn't work, though. I would have dropped dead on the spot. I would have been so excited if I had been the one to type this in and found it, like, the other day. It would have been crazy.
We would have gone live immediately.
Yeah, Pete Culver. Taking the opportunity for self-promotion, Lemio. I actually made a video trying to predict the whole plot of the movie. It'd be awesome if you guys checked it out if you get the chance. I think we're coming up to the end of the stream. We've been live for 3 hours, but if anyone is interested in checking that out, go for it. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that we haven't gone through in terms of the movie. Wither Bonnie looks great. These Doko pictures are cool.
Yeah.
There he is. So he's sitting at home right now. He's typing away on chicaspartyworld.com. Or not. It's just some other guy. I don't know. Is there anything about the movie? I can't think of anything else. Mike, what's Mike gonna be up to? What's he doing?
I think it might have sequel problem where there's characters from the first one that sort of hold over to the second one and are given nothing to do. Right? Like the first movie, Mike was I'm the main character.
Yeah.
You know, you see everything through my eyes guy. The interesting characters are Vanessa, the daughter of the serial killer, and Abby, who has the sixth sense and can talk to the ghosts. Mike is not an interesting character to follow other than he cares about these people and thus doesn't want to see them get hurt, and the audience cares about these people and doesn't want to see them get hurt, so we're kind of in his eyes. His story is boring.
Yeah, he might just have a bit of main characteritis where he's just like, I go where the plot needs me to go. I don't want to do anything. I just will go on my hero's journey. But, like, my hero's journey is like, I want my sister to not die, which isn't the most compelling plot.
Half of his lines will be screaming Abby, and half of his lines will be screaming Vanessa.
Yeah,
That's
very true. He'll be John Boyega in the last
in Rise of Skywalker.
Rise of Skywalker, yeah.
Right.
I think you're right. I can't from the trailers and anything. I haven't seen anything yet that's going to go beyond Abby is missing, so Mike's going to have to go after her. Maybe there'll be something more for him to do. If there were, I'd imagine it would have to do with Garrett or moving on from his family or trying to build the new family with Abby. But I think you're right that he'll probably just be headed after wherever Abby goes.
Yeah, like he had his character arc. What does Mike want? Well, he's obsessed with Garrett, so he wants to figure out what happened to him. By the end of the first movie, he figured out what happened to him, and he realized that Abby is more important. His character has nowhere else to go.
Yeah. I guess. Yeah, he might end up just kind of coasting for a movie, and then the third one will be him versus William for some reason.
Yes. Tell me what happened to my brother.
Yeah. Why did you put another kid inside Golden Freddy with my brother? Why did you paste over his face in that drawing? Who drew that drawing, by the way? Was it William? Had to be William, right? Because all the kids would have been dead.
Yeah. Unless it was, like, Vanessa as a child?
Oh,
That's
maybe
really
it was
interesting.
Vanessa.
It's very odd. It's very odd, actually, now that I
Yeah.
think about it. The problem
Yeah,
with the
who
first
drew it?
FNAF movie is it doesn't talk about, it doesn't explain literally anything. So, like,
Yeah.
did Scott not think of that, or are we just not supposed to know yet?
It doesn't feel like the movie wants you to ask that question.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's like, well,
Like,
like FNAF 1, the drawings on the walls were from kids who went to the
yeah.
restaurant and drew pictures on the wall, and the management went, "Oh, that's so cute. We'll pin them up in the office." But timeline-wise, that doesn't make any sense because they're drawing
Yeah.
the dead kids.
Yeah. Like every other drawing is a drawing from other kids. But like
Yeah.
that one specifically is controlling the kids. So you'd think it was one of the kids that drew it, but then it's like, well, why would they draw all of them together hanging out if you killed them one by one? Spontaneously generated via the field. Yeah, maybe, because that's kind of what it is in the Silver Eyes, right? Like it's a metaphorical drawing, it's not real.
Yes.
So yeah.
And then, yeah, Kelsey's face is taped over someone.
Well, I also just wonder when William figured out that he could draw stuff to make it happen. When did William commission Vanessa to draw it? He went to
This
her.
has to be
He
a
went to her
child.
DeviantArt page and he found out her rates. William's art skills sucked. Being a major point of the movie is genuinely so funny. Yeah.
Yeah, he just canonically draws like a child.
Yeah, I'm very interested if we'll actually get more. Do you think we're gonna go down the route of like experiment William, like mad scientist William, where he's like messing with Remnant and looking at
Yes.
kids' souls and all that?
Yeah. Yes. I think there's
Do you
going to be a
think we'll get that
flashback,
in?
and he's going to be like, I was a mad scientist, and I was
Yeah.
doing an experiment in my lab, and then it blew up, and the house caught on fire, and my wife died. And I went, I will never let this happen again. And then I was so consumed by my work that I abused my children for 13 years. And then I'm like, if I can kill other kids, I won't have to kill my own kids.
Yes. Yeah. 100%.
Maybe something like that. I can just see the shot of a de-aged via CGI Matthew Lillard staring at like a collapsed
Yeah.
house or something on fire.
Yeah. He and Skeet Ulrich just like look like slightly rubbery versions of themselves from Scream.
Yeah, they use that
Outside
as
of Fredbear's.
the reference photo. Yeah,
Yeah.
they get AI to generate it.
Yeah, Sauce's best and fact check. Drawing be ghost nonsense. Why else? Yeah, probably. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if they're gonna go all the way to like Remnant and putting it in syringes and stuff like that. They might, but I feel like if they're gonna go that direction, it'll be more movieized. You know, they're gonna make it more general appeal. So he's not going to be messing with like very specific, like if you imprint agony onto metal and you melt it down, then it becomes like this molten mercury like liquid that you have to keep at a certain temperature. It'll just be like, I killed the kids and I used a ghost meter to read that there were ghosts in it, and I figured out I could tell them what to do because ghosts. And then that'll be the limit of his experimentation. He'll be like, I wanted to see if I would come back as a ghost, and I knew I would. And that'll be like whatever we do for Sister Location.
Yeah, it can even just be like, the animatronics are haunted. I built this thing out of one of the haunted animatronics, therefore it's haunted too.
Yeah. We could even get that for the Wizards in this movie. Oh, I was thinking of something. I was on a walk yesterday, and a thought came to me about the movie, about the Wizards and the toys and all that kind of stuff. It's fine. If I think of it before the stream's end, I'll say it. But it was something to do with like the red eyes in the first movie are interesting because the toys have the red eyes in this movie, but the Wizards don't seem to. And I was like, if it is something to do with the Afton control, that could be interesting if they are being controlled by the puppet who's being controlled by Afton or something. I just don't think he's going to make the puppet a mass killer in this movie without
He being Scott or he being William?
Sorry, Scott.
Okay.
I don't think he'll make the puppet a mass murderer who's going to kill everyone in town because of just being an angry spirit, unless it's something like, you know, they let me die, they could have saved me, but they just stood there and watched, so I'm going to take a revenge on the whole town. But I don't think it'll do that. I think he's going to, because he seems to want to preserve the kids' innocence. Even though they're doing violent stuff, he's not putting the blame on any of the kids. I think if Charlie's going out mass murdering people with the toys, that's going to be harder to defend.
Unless, you know, in the continuity, Charlie is the vengeful spirit.
Yeah, which could be. I think
Like,
a lot of
there's
people have been saying
one kid, there's always an Andrew, or a Cassidy who's allowed to be the bad one.
Yeah, that's true. But again, it's like the vengeful spirit in the games. It's like, I guess Andrew would be the closer comparison, because he does kill people, but he doesn't mean to necessarily. I feel like that's different than getting Toy Bonnie to go out and stab someone in their kitchen, you know. But you know what? I could also see it as Charlie is controlling the toys in such a way that they are just being protective of Abby or whatever. And then toward the third act, the William takes over, or the Freddie Carter takes over, or somebody takes over the toys. And because to me, the Freddie Carter line, or the everyone in this town will be dead by morning, has always sounded to me like it's coming from him. Some people have said it sounds like Matthew Lillard. I don't know. I thought it sounds like the same. I thought it sounds like Freddie Carter.
I don't know what he sounds like, but it certainly doesn't sound like Josh Hutcherson.
Yeah, no, I think because there was one of those clips which was like him introducing the others to the Fnaf 2 building. He's like the one inviting them inside, and he spoke in that clip, and I thought it sounded like him. Because I don't see why William would be saying it in the past, and I don't think William would sound like that if he was Springtrap. And I'm trying to think of anyone else that might be saying that. So the only other person I can think of is that character, who seems somewhat sinister, and he's in on the whole thing, and he's like, everyone's going to be dead by morning, you're too late, you can't save them, Mike.
I just had a thought. Big
Okay.
thought here. Big brain. Okay. So a lot of people, and this has been going on for a couple weeks, people have been sort of speculating about who that character is.
Yeah.
We've talked about this, where one of the speculations is that it's Michael Afton, that he's
Yes.
going to be the movie's version of Michael Afton. If Scott wants to twist the story with real surprises, what if the twist is that he's Michael Emily? What if he's the twin, like, he's Sammy, but his name is Michael and he's evil, and so you're like, you as a FNAF fan, you're like, this is Vanessa's brother. This is William's other son, who's like the bad guy. His name is Michael. This is clearly the, evil version of Michael from the games. And that's like, no, this is Sammy.
You guys are still going?
We're
Unfortunately. Did Nero crash
Freak
out?
happened.
People keep telling us that he thinks it's fake now.
Oh, let me give him a call.
Oh, okay, bye. Oh my god.
So he's Michael Emily.
Yeah, I would
Michael
think
Cheese.
he looks Michael Cheese. He looks evil. His name is Michael, so you're going to assume he's like a dark Michael Afton.
Yeah.
And then the twist at the end of the movie is that, the puppet comes up to him and doesn't hurt him. And he's like, I have been feeding people to my sister for years. Because I am Sammy.
No, he doesn't think
Sammy
it's
Emily.
fake. You freaking
Okay, good.
liar.
Oh, he
Good,
said
because
that.
our chat
Wizard
thing.
told us that.
Wizard's a freaking liar.
Well, Wither Circle's a freaking stinky head then.
He said Raven _ believe it's fake. Damn. Well,
Big liar.
sorry, chat. We've been
Yeah,
peddling
the website just
misinformation.
updated again. Did they tell you?
Yeah, did you see
After
the
the 666?
666?
Yeah, well, I don't know if I'd say 666. That's just
Well,
logic right there.
it's
There's
six.
six of them.
It's six
So if you
sixes.
double every letter, it's 3 of them.
That's weird. I don't think Scott Cawthon would do that then, actually.
That's
we
what
were
I
saying.
said.
Doesn't seem
Yeah.
very Scott. Yeah, I don't think Scott Cawthon would put the number of the beast in a fucking ARG.
Yeah. It's also. We realized that it's
Because he takes
copy
that, he would take
pasted.
that seriously.
Yeah. The code for the website is copy pasted directly from scottgames.com. Like the head, the body, is directly 1-to-1, or it was
but
anyway.
the code of FNAF World's Ending is copy and paste into UCN, so that's not too much of a.
What? That's what Gibby said, basically.
Yeah,
That's what you said,
laziness
Jimmy?
or copy.
We tried to summon
Yeah.
Scott with the field. Maybe we'll have a better chance if you're here, TD. He seems to.
I don't think.
to appear.
I don't. Since the FNAF movie didn't come out today, I don't think that's happening.
Well, no. So here's my
Yeah.
logic, right? If this is Scott,
Yeah.
right? Scott got home after the movie tour. He's got nothing to do this weekend, and so he's just sitting there on his laptop updating the website. He'd be watching either us or Nero, or both.
Definitely not narrow.
Like he was watching one of us, and that's kind of what I said. I'm like, oh, they're playing Joy of Creation now or whatever. So he might be here.
/J.
I told him, Scott, if you're here, tweet out a picture of a cupcake or just type 15 in chat, and then we'll know it's real.
Yeah, Scott over
and then
here.
we'll-
Let's get a 14, please.
we'll actually
Thanks.
do it. Because there's a lot of people who don't want to be involved with the ARG if they think it's a virus or it's going to steal their IP information. But if we know it's real, then
That'd
we'll
make
get
you more
right on
hype.
it. Yeah. Scott, if you just came in here and said 15, it would be legendary. And it wouldn't be a
Come
hint
on,
towards
Scott.
anything.
We will
I
run
believe
with
in you,
it then.
Scott.
Scott 15.
Someone's going to come in here. Someone's going to have like a fake Scott account ready and just going to type 15 and we're going to freak out.
They're gonna get fake YouTube verified as well.
Yeah, yeah. If you change your username, do you keep your badge? Like right now, Unwithered, if you changed your
Oh.
name right now to Scott Cawthon, would it look like verified?
That's a good question, actually. That's really funny. Scott Care.
Scott Care.
T-Dreads, how
Clearly
do you feel
doesn't-
about Michael Emily theory for the movie?
Michael Sammy.
Michael
the
Sammy
what?
Emily.
Okay. So if Eyebrows
what are
Man
we
is
saying?
named, a lot of people think Eyebrows Man is going to be Michael Afton. I'm saying I think it's a double twist. I think the end of the movie, it will be revealed that Eyebrow Man, Freddie Carter, is named Michael, but he's Michael Emily. He's Charlie's brother, so he's Sammy. And that he lures people to the restaurant so that, like, the puppet can kill and eat them. And so, like, William's not in this one. William's, like, spring-locked behind a wall. In this movie, the villains are the Emilys. Because Henry doesn't do anything to help. Charlie is the puppet and, like, is evil, but also she's a ghost. So, like, it's not really her fault. And then the older brother, Sammy, or the twin brother, Sammy, is the adult human that they have to, like, face and defeat and kill at the end. Is it? Oh, did you pull up the trailer? Is that what that was?
I'm pulling up the trailer now.
What do you think of my theory? My film theory.
I think it's not gonna happen.
Okay.
I think you're on the right track. I think he could be Michael Emily. But I think, again, for the style that they seem to be going with, like in terms of the kind of connections the characters have to each other, I think, again, especially if Vanessa has this whole thing of like reliving her childhood and reliving the fear of it and all that kind of stuff, you know, having her evil brother show up would kind of work, you know, because then she has to face who she used to be, that kind of idea. But I do like the idea of the
And the
Emily
reason-
twist.
Yeah. The reason people think he's Michael Afton is because in some of the shots of the Afton household, there's like a boy in photographs with Vanessa.
Yes.
Like here's Vanessa as a child, and here's a boy standing next to her. If the Aftons and the Emilys are best friends, then that it could
true.
be Freddie Carter's character, but
Mhm.
yeah, he's Michael Emily.
He is wearing a purple shirt in the trailer, and he has you can't see it in this shot, but he has a security badge, like a Freddy's security badge on his chest,
Yeah.
which
Save them.
yeah, it's purple guy and save them, and you've got like a bunch of teens coming to the FNAF 2 location and presumably getting killed. So,
Do you think this
is this
says
guy pulling
anything?
the strings about the games?
Do you think it says about the DCI? Yeah. Like, does that make you believe, what's it called, Silver DCI
Silver
or whatever?
DCIs, yeah. No.
Okay.
I
Me neither.
don't think so. I think it's
Yeah, Unwither believes lefty DCI.
yeah. I'm sold on lefty DCI, so don't even try and convince me of anything else.
There's just no counter evidence, guys. Come on.
There's absolutely nothing going against it. I think it's just more of a visual reference. It's a similar setup. It's one of those things that Scott knows we'll think about, but I also don't think it's like, yeah. So actually, what happened in FNAF 2 was that Michael was working he was the daytime security guard, and he led a bunch of teenagers into Freddy's, and that's what we were supposed to get in FNAF 2. I just don't see that as being like a realistic expectation of our
The DCI
FNAF 2.
was committed by Mike Afton the week that William was the security guard, and then Jeremy becomes the security guard, and then Mike goes back to be Fritz, and Scott intended us to figure this out.
Well, I've been saying for ages that Fritz being the Foxy kid and Jeremy being the Bonnie kid should surely be relevant, but that would make William Jeremy and Mike Fritz. So then, I don't know what that's saying at all.
It's saying that they're both juniors and that's what juniors is.
Yeah, maybe, I don't know. That
Fritz, run
that is
away.
that's so to me it's like, so two of the kids in the MCI just happen to be juniors of two people that worked at the FNAF 2 location after they were already dead.
Yep. Yes, after their kids died, two concerned fathers became guards at FNAF 2, and one of them got his face bitten off. Or his frontal lobe bitten off.
It's peak.
So,
It's peak.
someone says, I have no idea what any of this means. That's normal.
Yeah,
We could love Five Nights at
exactly.
Freddy's
You're
and
in
not
the
be able to follow our conversations. Yeah.
You're in the right place. Can we talk about how this guy straight up looks like Dave Miller, just younger from the graphic novels? He acts like him a lot too. I haven't seen enough of his acting to know how he acts, but he's got the hair part. Does Dave from the book, from the graphic novel, have the hair part?
Dave just looks kind of ratty and evil.
Yeah, he just has that. He's got the is it Pinky Pills or whatever her name is that did those.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
His name is Timmy Raglan. Could be a flashback. It could be young William. I don't think so.
I doubt it, because that would be.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, there he is. Does he? Yeah, I mean, I don't know if any human being looks like this. But I get what you're saying. Yeah. Well, T-Dreads, unless you have any wisdom to impart on us about the FNAF 2 movie, any
not
a
quite.
big prediction?
I don't think so. I think
Nothing.
Mike Schmidt might be in the movie.
Wow.
Mike Schmidt, he might make it in. We'll see.
He
in
might
between
make
all
it
the
in this
rest of it.
time.
Yeah.
Maybe,
Josh Hutcherson
yeah,
might
between
have-
all the rest of the stuff that they
Might
get
have
through.
been compelled to come back, yeah.
Maybe the Withers will be in it.
Fingers crossed for the toys. All right, guys, thank you all very much for watching. It's been a long stream, but also thank you very much to Gibby and T-Dreads.
Go watch my
T-Dreads,
36-hour video.
Yes, please. I've started my way through it. I haven't gotten that far in. I think I'm about half an hour in, but I will absolutely be making it to the 40 hours.
Let's
Maybe
go.
on my flight. I'll be able to listen to some of it. I'll download it.
That's awesome.
All right.
And I'll
Good
be
night,
streaming
everybody.
tomorrow. I'm going to do an ABDC, AB whatever tomorrow. Bye.
Oh yes, of course. T-Dreads, anything you
See,
want to play?
no. I'm just T-Dreads. You know me. Hi, guys.
All right, bye.
Right.